and welcome to the Background Check Requirement Phase 4 webinar. My name is Jeremy Maggio. I am the Program Manager of the Background Check Program at Child Care Aware of America, and I will be your moderator for today. Prior to us getting started, I have a few administrative items that I need to review. First, I would like to do a sound and visual check to ensure that everyone can hear me and see the screen. If you can hear me and see the screen, please type in the chat box now. Great, thank you. We would like to let you know that this webinar is being recorded and will be posted on the Background Check website at the link listed on the slide within 24 hours of this webinar. Please note that at any time during the presentation, you may type your questions into the chat box. We will have a question and answer period at the end of the presentation, but feel free to submit your questions at any time. During today's webinar, I will discuss the new fee assistance requirements as it relates to background checks, the provider notifications that have been sent, specific requirements for your state as it relates to background checks, resources we have developed that will be available on our website, the grant process, and then there will be time after the presentation for questions. The purpose of today's webinar is to help gain a better understanding of the background check requirements for child care providers and to provide resources to assist in fulfilling the background check requirement for providers located in Kentucky, Maine, Missouri, Nebraska, Oregon, and Wisconsin. Again, my name is Jeremy Maggio, and I'm the Background Check Program Manager here at Child Care Aware of America. Initial notification was sent to all providers serving Navy and Air Force children on November 24th of 2014. A general webinar was hosted on April 23rd of 2015 and is available for your viewing on the Background Check website at the link listed below. Providers serving U.S. Navy and U.S. Air Force children will be required to have verification that an advanced FBI fingerprint check, as well as a state child abuse and neglect registry background check, has been completed. This requirement applies to all employees working in the center or facility when children are present, and all adults, provider, and anyone 18 years of age and older working in the family child care home or residing in the home for 30 days or more. Please note, if these checks are already required by your state, you will not need to have them redone. This webinar has been created to assist all providers who have not yet completed these checks. Child Care Aware of America is working closely with state licensing agencies to assist providers in completing this requirement. As such, each state will be different. Background check requirements vary based on the type of care provided. The new requirements that background checks must be completed prior to becoming eligible to the program are only in effect once that state has been phased in. Providers currently enrolled in the program will not experience any disruptions to their fee assistance. For family child care homes, the checks must be complete prior to becoming eligible for fee assistance. Providers in a child care center must have initiated and completed their checks within 90 days to maintain an approved status. Background check requirements by state. At this time, all child care providers in Kentucky, Maine, Missouri, Nebraska, and Wisconsin, and all child care center providers in Oregon are required to have completed an advanced FBI fingerprint check. Once the checks are complete, they are valid for 5 years from the date of initiation. An example would be a check obtained in 2015 is valid until 2020. If you have already completed the FBI check and it is 4+ years old, you will need to obtain an updated check to meet the new fee assistance requirements. Now I'm going to talk about a few documents that are going to be required in order to help providers remain eligible when meeting the new background check requirements. The documents that are going to be required are an updated user licensing agreement form, or ULA, and the background check staff list. Both of these documents can be accessed on our background check requirement website. The military provider ULA must be signed by all providers receiving fee assistance, regardless of whether they have to submit documentation for the new background check requirements. The ULA was sent out after the initial webinar on April 23rd of 2015. You should have received the updated ULA via email. If you did not receive the email for any reason, you can access the ULA on the background check website, or you can also contact us if you would like to be sent a copy. The provider ULA can be signed electronically via Adobe EchoSign, or it can be faxed, emailed, or physically mailed to our office. The staff list and background check verification form will be required for providers in states that have to submit background check documentation. The form acknowledges that you are aware that Child Care Aware of America needs to receive verification that the FBI fingerprint and/or child abuse and neglect registry checks were completed and that all individuals who have direct contact with children are listed on the form. If you have an existing staff list that you would like to send, you may do so, but you must complete the top portion of the Child Care Aware of America staff list and sign and date the form to ensure that the requirement has been met. Please note, if you would like to send your existing staff list, it must include the employee's name, date of birth, position, and date of hire. You can obtain the staff list by downloading it from the background check website or by e-signing via Adobe EchoSign. Requesting an FBI check, and this is for Kentucky, Maine, Missouri, Nebraska, and Oregon. Providers in Kentucky, Maine, Missouri, Nebraska, and Oregon will need to independently complete a request to the FBI for the Identity History Summary, commonly known as an FBI fingerprint check. A detailed instructional guide is available on each state's specific webpage on the background check website. Requesting an FBI check for Wisconsin. Providers in Wisconsin will need to independently complete a request to the FBI for the Identity History Summary. A detailed instructional guide is available on each state-specific webpage on the background check website. If you are a provider that participates in the Young Star program or the Wisconsin Shares Subsidy program, and you have already completed an advanced FBI fingerprint background check, you will need to submit a copy of your staff members' clearance letters. Please note that the checks must be dated within the last 5 years to be valid. Filling out an I-783 form. The first step in requesting a background check is to fill out an I-783 form. On this form, please make sure to include your complete mailing address, telephone number, and your email address. You must also indicate on the application that the results are to be returned to Child Care Aware of America. Please make sure that you have already submitted an updated staff list to Child Care Aware of America before mailing your application to the FBI. Include $18 in the form of a money order or certified check with the application. Please make sure the reason for the request on the form is other. This is an example of a populated I-783 form. As you can see, you've got your complete contact information. You're indicating that the results are to be returned directly to Child Care Aware of America, and the reason for the request, as seen here, is other. After completing the application form, you must obtain your set of fingerprints. A standard fingerprint form, or an FD-258, will be provided by the fingerprinting agency, or you may request this form from Child Care Aware of America directly. Local law enforcement agencies like the sheriff's office or police station often provide fingerprinting facilities. Please refer to the link below for finding fingerprinting facilities in your area. Please note, the search will only provide locations that have electronic fingerprinting facilities. If you don't see your area listed, please contact your local sheriff's office or police station. This is an example of a populated fingerprint card and a couple of points to remember when getting your fingerprints taken. You must provide the original fingerprint card. Previously processed cards or copies will not be accepted. Your name and date of birth must be provided on the fingerprint card, and as we discussed, they should be placed on an FD-258 form. You must also include rolled impressions of all 10 fingerprints and impressions of all 10 fingerprints simultaneously. If possible, have your fingerprints taken by a fingerprinting technician. This service may be available at a law enforcement agency. Submitting payment for an FBI check. The fee for this service is $18 and may be paid using one of the following options: a credit card, which will use the credit card payment form, or a money order or certified check made payable to the Treasury of the United States. Please note, the payment amount must be the exact amount. This is an example of the credit card payment form should you wish to pay with a credit card. It's very simple to fill out. Please just make sure that you fill out each box that applies to you, and then you have to sign the document. This is a checklist to go through prior to sending your application to the FBI. For the complete application form, you are required to sign everywhere that is required. You should indicate on the application that the results are to be returned directly to Child Care Aware of America, and the reason for the request must be other. Please remember to include your complete contact information for your mailing address, email address, and telephone number in case the FBI needs to contact you. The complete fingerprint card includes your name, date of birth, descriptive data, and all 10 rolled fingerprint impressions. Again, the form of payment can either be through a certified check, a money order, or a credit card. Submitting your FBI background check application. A complete application must be mailed to the following address: FBI, CJIS Division, Summary Request, 1000 Custer Hollow Road, Clarksburg, West Virginia, and the zip code is 26306. If you have any concerns with the completion of your federal background check request, you may contact Child Care Aware of America for guidance. Our phone number is 1-800-424-2246, option 7, or you can send us an email to bgc@usa.childcareaware.org. In order to assist providers with completing their checks, we have developed state-specific guides which can be found on the background check requirement website and can be emailed to you upon request. The guides provide information and resources on each step of the background check process. By following the guides step by step, providers will be able to successfully complete the background check requirement. Please refer to the link below to view your state-specific guide by choosing your state on our website. Following this webinar, all providers will receive an email that includes a quick guide to completing their checks, a blank updated user licensing agreement form, and a blank staff list. If you have already completed the updated ULA form for your facility, you will not have to resubmit it. Included in the email will be a link to Child Care Aware of America's background check website. From there, you may navigate to your state's link and find a wide range of resources created to assist you with completing this requirement. The resources include previous webinars, frequently asked questions, how-to documents, and a phasing guideline, among other resources. Now I'd like to talk about the FBI check grant process. Once the checks are completed and verification is correctly submitted to Child Care Aware of America, providers may apply for a grant to assist in covering the cost of requiring the FBI check. This reimbursement form will be included with each state's phase packet. Grant amounts vary based on the number of staff employed by the child care center or family child care home. There are two levels of eligibility. The first level of eligibility is Grant A. Grant A is for child care centers or family child care homes employing between 1 to 25 employees. 100% of costs associated not to exceed $28 per application with obtaining an FBI check will be covered for 25 staff members. In the event of staff turnover, up to 10 additional applicants are eligible for 100% of costs associated with obtaining an FBI fingerprint check, not to exceed $28 per applicant. The second grant option that we have is Grant B. Grant B is for facilities that employ 26 or more staff simultaneously. Grant B provides for 64% of costs associated with obtaining the FBI check, not to exceed $18 per applicant. This is up to 40 members of staff. Again, in the event of staff turnover, up to 16 additional applicants are eligible for 64% of all costs associated with obtaining the FBI check, not to exceed $18 per applicant. On this slide, you'll see the background check program's contact information. If you need to send us any mail physically, you would send it to Child Care Aware of America to the attention of the background check program. Our address is 1515 North Courthouse Road. We're on the second floor. We're located in Arlington, Virginia, and our zip code is 22201. If you have any questions, you can call us from 8 o'clock in the morning until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, and our phone number is 1-800-424-2246, option 7. If you need to send us any documents via fax, our fax number is 571-255-4911. If you wanted to send documents or just have a question you want to submit via email, the email address is bgc@usa.childcareaware.org. And if you'd like to visit the background check website, you can do so by typing into the URL usa.military-programs/military-programs/background-check-requirement. And that'll bring you to the main page, and all you'll have to do is just click on your state-specific page, and then that will have all the requirements and resources for your state specifically. Thank you very much for joining today's webinar. I hope that the webinar was informative and provided you with a clear idea of how this background check requirement will be implemented. Please look out for your state-specific phase packets, which will be sent either today or tomorrow. Unfortunately, we are out of time for today's webinar. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type them into the chat box, and they will be answered in a frequently asked questions page and sent out with your state phase packet. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.